This Big 12 Week 12 preview and picks edition on the Big 12 College Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is now offering users a $1,000 risk-free bet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting research platform for parlays, props, and game lines. Download that Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. And use that code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. Also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Promo code CFBX for $20 off on your first purchase. And in honor of Veterans Day last weekend, everything in the merch store is 10% off with the promo code VETS for vets. All proceeds from the sale will be donated to Mission 22, a nonprofit serving those who have served this great country. And welcome, everybody, back to the Big 12 College Experience on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's kind of sad, man. I was thinking I see Week 12 in the college football. I mean, we only got 2 full Saturdays left. I guess 3 when you count championship weekend and you get Army-Navy. But, man, college season goes too quick. That's one of the cons of college football, but we got a lot of high-stake games. We'll talk about the Big 12 race here. If you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. And joining me each and every episode, by the way, Rambling Rush is in Jamaica, so Rambling Rush is not here, so we have a third man in the box. But first up, you guys know him, part of the Big 12 College Experience. He's always fighting a family civil war, whether in Norman, Stillwater. He's still living high off of that freaking final bedlam. He is the green mowing, weed growing, Big 12 guru, Troy Chewning. What's up, man? I was like, am I making sense there? Yeah,
I was wondering if you're going to get it right or not.
I got it right there, baby. So what's up, man? How are you?
It could take a little time to get it right.
It does flow off the tongue.
The problem with college football is that it always goes quick. No matter what, you always wait for the first weekend to roll around, and you're thinking this is going to be a long time now. Not really. I've learned that as the season goes along, there's not too many fan bases that care at this point in the year, but ones that do provide for some exciting games and maybe a couple of upsets or spoilers here. But it's always sad to see the page start to be turned, but that's where we're at. There's only a couple more games left, though. Hopefully I do a little bit better than last week's picks.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it, too, this time of year, you're looking at lines. Like, for example, Pitt laying points as a 2-8 team. The lines are more fishy this time of year, and I think it tells you who's going to win this game. So, but, hey, third man in the box, welcome to his Big 12 College Experience debut, part of the Ryan and Rush team over your source for West Virginia sports, obviously Rush and I show. Matthew Daniels, a native of the great state of West Virginia. Matt, welcome to the Big 12 College Experience.
It's an honor to be on here. I appreciate the invite, and we're going to have some fun tonight. I do want to say I realized earlier this week that there are only 2 regular season weeks left in the season, and I got actually sick to my stomach. Like, that is such a sad realization every time. Like, you're like, oh, we got a couple weeks left. Like, no, this is it. It sucks.
No, this is it, man. Like you said, and when the college football playoff does expand, it'll mean more to some teams. So maybe instead of only like 6 to 8 games really mattering in the grand scheme of things, you'll get 15 to 20 coming down the stretch, which we need. I mean, you look at some of these games, it's like, who even cares who wins these games, unfortunately? It's the only sport, I heard Colby say this, where it gets more irrelevant as the season goes along until the playoff, because everybody's excited. It's Labor Day. Everybody's ready to get drunk, watch football, bet on all these games. And then you kind of get sick of it almost. Not sick of it, but you're like, man, these games really don't mean that much come early November, and you see some teams quit. You really see the good coaches who's able to keep their teams together. So it really is interesting. Troy, let's get into this Big 12 race. To recap, Texas heads into their final 2 weeks with the 6-1 record. They got Ames on deck. We'll get to that one here. Then you got that clump of 5-2 teams, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. Oklahoma fans, you can eat shit on me because you guys kicked their ass. Hats off to you guys. No excuses for me here. Iowa State, K-State are both 5-2 as well. West Virginia, Texas Tech, Kansas, 4-3. That's kind of right. They've been all solid teams this year, but not good enough to get over the hump. 2-5 clump here, TCU, Houston, Baylor, BYU, and UCF. And then Cincinnati got in the win column to get to 1-6. Troy, I mean, looking at that clump of teams, thoughts, not predictions. We say the predictions for the actual prediction side, but thoughts on this race coming down the stretch.
Thoughts. So I'm always a narrative guy. There's got to be something that, plays to the heartstrings and the emotions of everyone. So this whole year we've been thinking, Gundy didn't get Texas scheduled, and he's got his chance to get back at him. But what if the Big 12 championship game was probably the best game that we saw, Texas, Kansas State? What if it's just those two again?
Yeah.
And Kansas State remembers, they'll be playing Quinn Ewers probably this time, but maybe throw pass on your first couple of drives. And who knows, because that was a great game and neither team really played to their best. So if there's a chance that we get to see those two play again, I would be scared if I was Texas. Kansas State really seems to be rounding into form. It's too bad that they couldn't start the year off like this and follow through. But I would say that's the team out of that clump that sticks out the most to me is Kansas State, just because of how impressive they've been in their wins.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Troy. Matt, you're a Mountaineer just like myself. Disappointing last weekend, so we're out of the race. So now you put your non-bias hat on. What's your thoughts on this clump of what? How many 5-2s we got? 5. And then 6-1 with Texas. Yeah. What's your thoughts on this race with 2 weeks to go?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. As of right now, it kind of looks like it's going to be a combination of Texas, Oklahoma State, and Kansas State. You never know what could happen with Texas. I mean, Texas is pretty much firmly in. I feel like, I can't really see. I'm not really sure who's going to make it out of that group of Kansas State and Oklahoma State. But it's going to be really interesting. It's a pretty tight race, and it's going to be fun.
It's coming down just like we thought it would. The team that's kind of got the inside track, though, guys.
The Bridge.
Iowa State.
The Bridge.
Is what? Yeah, the Bridge has got. They're one game back at Texas. They play them at home, prime time. They're 6-0 at home. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
And they've got the tiebreaker Oklahoma too.
Yeah, but then Oklahoma State has it over. Yeah, Oklahoma State has it over Oklahoma and Kansas State. So
but if Iowa State can drag Texas to the group, they get the one that pops out of that.
Yeah. No, there's a lot. There's a lot of moving parts here, and we'll actually. It's kind of actually impossible to roll out the scenarios right now because there's just so many different parts of who wins the tiebreakers. Iowa State beat Oklahoma State, like Troy's talking about. Oklahoma State beat K-State. Oklahoma drilled Iowa State, so they got that tiebreaker. Oklahoma beat Texas. Texas beat K-State. Texas beats. Actually, that's only one that Texas has a win over in that group. So, yeah, we'll know more after this weekend. I mean, it could really get interesting if Iowa State is able to pull off this upset. But we're here to give out some winners and give out some picks. But first, we got to talk about Vets merch. Because everybody's an American in this chat, because that's why you come over to the college experience. In honor of Veterans Day, everything in the merch store is 10% off with the promo code VETS. All proceeds from the sale will be donated to Mission 22, a nonprofit serving those who have served this great country. Support a great cause and score some sweet gear. Store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. So promo code VETS. Also brought to you by Bet365, the world's most favorite sports book. trusted by over 88 million players worldwide. That's a lot of people. Prop size, totals, live betting, Bet365 is what you need, and it has you covered. And if you like Boost, you're going to love Bet365 at like a 30% profit on your NFL same game parlay. Plus, they even have an early payout if your team goes up 17 points. So, if you're watching college basketball today, everybody's up 17 and they don't win. So this might be beneficial to you. Sign up today. Choose from the 2 bonus offers, a $1,000 no sweat bet, or get 5 to get 150 in bonus bets. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bet365. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com. So that's bet/bet365, or use the sign up code link in our bio. And if you got a problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And, of course, we've been brought to you by Underdog Fantasy all season long. Play alongside your favorite players all season long: NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, and college football. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorites' fantasy stats. Cash in. Troy, do you have a higher or lower for the action this weekend? Is there any Big 12? What's a game? Which game do you think we're going to see some points in?
Honestly, the biggest point scoring game is probably going to be Baylor and TCU, just because it makes no dang sense. But I don't really see those two teams stopping too much of each other, and they have just enough offensive talent. Let's go over on Monterey Baldwin reception yards. He's had a couple of long TDs the last few weeks in a row in garbage, but those statistics still count, and you can still money on that.
So there you go. There's a higher right there, baby. Watch along, make your picks, maybe make a little bit of cash over on Underdog Fantasy's mobile website app. Underdog Fantasy code SGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit bonus up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. All righty, let's pick out some winners. Leading it off, talk about a random-ass game at noon Eastern, 10 Mountain
10
time.
o'clock.
Boomer Sooner is going out to the Super Soak, where they're going to take on the BYU Cougars. They're laying 24.5. Oklahoma rolling last week. Oklahoma has TCU on deck. That's not really that big a look-ahead spot. Final Big 12 home game next week. This is a sleepy spot for Oklahoma. This is too many points. I'm on BYU. I can't lay this many points. I know that they're a significantly better team, but I'll take BYU in a bounce back after they got absolutely housed by Iowa State last weekend. Troy?
This is a sleepy spot for Oklahoma, but it will be 11 a.m. in their brains, whereas it's a sleepier spot for BYU at 10 a.m. The hook scares me, but as an Oklahoma guy, the Mormons are probably going to get soaked in this one. Just that it's, the hook doesn't hold back. That's the scary part, but I'll go ahead and take cover. I mean, I haven't had great success betting on Oklahoma at all this year. I've stayed away from anything other than Dylan Gabriel props. This might be a good week to get back on a couple of those, but yeah, I don't really see that fun of a game, that competitive of a game, unless you choose to bet on it and hope the hook.
There you go. There's the hook. And hello, Leg Show Magazine. Matt, where are you going? You taking the points, or you laid it with Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm laying it with Oklahoma for sure. You're right. It is a bit of a sleepy spot, but I think Oklahoma kind of regained their footing, unfortunately, after last week. And the last 3 games BYU has played, they've lost by 30. I think they lost by 29 to Texas. They lost to West Virginia by 30. They lost to Iowa State by 32. It's just I don't really see how BYU could really compete in this one.
Yeah, it seems like they've had their get-back spot here multiple times in a row. Maybe they stink.
Yeah,
they do stink. I tried to tell. I was telling Rush. He goes, "I don't know if they stink." I go, "I think they stink." So, but
is Lewis playing? Do we know?
Yeah.
Will we ever
know?
know?
I think so. I think this line is telling you he's not playing. So it's gonna be the backup. Troy, where's the coin going for the Sooners and Cougs?
Coin is on the road team, laying it with Oklahoma. We're on Super Soak Island, Mac.
There you go. Super Soak it, baby. Let's go. All right, let's go over to Saturday, Morgantown, West Virginia. An old Big East rivalry here, baby. Here we go. Cincinnati, the Bearcats going to Morgantown. West Virginia laying 6.5, over under 54.5. Emory Jones made us eat shit last week. I will say we kind of were nervous, though, on that because we were like, man, Dana could definitely eat shit on this game. This is a Dana total letdown spot. I've gone back and forth on this one. This one opened at 4. I liked West Virginia then. Why do I feel like this is going to be a freaking barn burner back and forth? And give me the Bearcats. West Virginia. No, I'm going to lay it. It's senior day with all those offensive linemen. Emory Jones ain't winning 2 in a row. He's going to lay an egg. They're going to get in the red zone and throw a bunch of interceptions. Give me the Mountaineers to pull away on senior day in front of that solid crowd for win number 7. Bounce back after getting embarrassed last week. Troy, I know you're on the Mountaineers.
For sure. The only notes that I wrote down were it's a senior day bounce back game in the Huggins Bowl. You know that's going to matter a lot to West Virginia. Bowl.
Yeah.
And then I tried to look up the last time Emory Jones won 2 straight games. Go ahead. Do some research for yourself.
Was it Florida, like his first year there?
And when it was like having to play Florida A&M and like some other non-con.
He's God. I hope we're not jinxing ourselves. So Troy said it, not me. Troy's on the Mountaineers. Matt, are you going to lay it or are you going to take the points here?
I'm definitely going to lay it, but I'd be scared doing so. I mean, it's just a tough spot. After you've had a really solid season up until last Saturday, and you go in there and you lay a huge egg, lose by 39. I'm just worried about, them being able to buy back in and, get back out there on Saturday and grab a win. It's a little bit worrisome for me. I think personally we should have no problem covering that spread. It really, in my eyes, it just depends on if we can get up for that game. I would take West Virginia. I have not bet against West Virginia before. So I guess it's a little biased, but yeah, I'll take the Mountaineers.
Full transparency there, everybody. He's a Mountaineer, so I like it. Troy, where's the coin go? Do we have a unanimous Mountaineer pick, or do we have the coin on the Bearcat Island?
Coin is on the home Mountaineers.
Oh my God! So 4 in a row here.
4 in a row. You're welcome. You get Emory Jones again. 2 weeks in a row. The chat. When's the last time the chat 1 week in a row? Go ahead. Do some research.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. And the Dayton Flyers just went up 3 with 3 seconds ago. College basketball in the background, baby. Can't beat it.
Yeah, Matt can never give it up.
No, never. It's my sport. Feast week. That's why I'm on the Big 12 or the college basketball experience every single night at midnight. Shit, last night didn't start till 1:45 in the morning. I said I better win some of these damn games after staying up till 3 o'clock. So here we go.
And we might do some Big 12 basketball tomorrow too before you get into that college experience. Yes. The basketball experience show. We might do a little bit of a preview and look back for the first week or so. Yes, from last week that we did a show. So that'll be tomorrow. I'll talk about that at the end of the show with the full details. Next up, Troy, what's the name of this game again? Baylor and TCU. It's Blue Bonnet. Now they just renamed. It's brand new. The Blue Bonnet Bowl.
The Blue Bonnet Bowl. What the fuck is that?
It's that brand of ice cream is what I thought of at first. I was like, haha, brand of ice cream bowl. This is awesome.
What the hell is this?
Some weed that you can't smoke, so it's fucking worthless.
It's fantastic. All right, Troy.
This stinks.
This game is terrible.
It's Baylor,
Baylor's going to Fort Worth. Why? I'm with you, Troy. Why do I feel like this is going to be a fucking shootout, back and forth? I will say Baylor is not bowl eligible. TCU does need the final 2 games to get to bowl eligibility. Them and Houston are both 4-6. Give me the points, man. Points all day. These 2 teams are kind of little rivals, so too many points. I'll take the Bears here. I don't love it though. I hate the Bears. Troy?
I don't know if I can bet on our glue team. I mean, this is usually in a sport you have like the glue guy that holds everyone together. Baylor has been our glue. Not really holding much together. They
ain't holding shit together.
Rush's dark horse, after he bet on him again last week, Rush's dark horse got smoked. No, TCU covers this at home, but I still think it'll be, I don't know, 52 to like 38, 52-39. Maybe that's right at 13. So somewhere around there. But yeah, I think that there's, for some reason, this ends up being like at least 3/4 of super duper entertaining football. Not necessarily the best, but entertaining.
Matt, where are you going in this one, my man?
Yeah, I mean, Baylor's just straight up bad. TCU is pretty close to that. I just think that's a lot of points for this game. You know, such a heated rivalry, the Blue Bonnet Bowl. I don't know. I see this being close. Yeah, definitely a lot of points, but I think that's too many for TCU. And I know Baylor's not great, but
taking the points.
I mean, if garbage time TDs have been, like I said earlier in the ad read, that Baylor's gotten a couple of them, really helped me cover a couple of props. But, you know, if it's a little bit closer, garbage time TD could really backdoor.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree with you there, Troy, in terms of these college. I feel like these lines don't come down to the wire anymore. More than ever, I feel like it's been a blowout against the spread either way. I don't remember any games being like, oh, there haven't been that many bad beats in college football this year. I mean, Utah, Washington last week because the guy dropped the fucking football. But do you agree with that? That it feels like every game is a 30 or like a 2-3 touchdown blowout.
It certainly seems like a lot of these lines are way more bait than they are like specific spread set or based on, you know, the money that's coming in or something like that.
Well said.
I mean, It's just like there's no way that TCU is going to beat Baylor by exactly 13 points or by 12 or 14 or something. I don't think that's quite as possible as TCU either still winning by, you know, 24 or Baylor losing this game by a field goal or something like that. Like, I don't think that there's really much mid ground between that 6 point and then it already being all the way up to 13, for example.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right. So what's the coin doing here, Troy?
All right. We got the coin going for the home team, TCU.
TCU, the Frogs. All righty.
The Frogs.
All right. We'll continue on the other side of this ad break because first we got to talk about Game Time. Because if you want to buy tickets, get over there. It shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fastest, easiest way. Maybe you want to go to that freaking Pitt football game tonight. It's about $1 because it's a shit-ass program. How about that? And you can get over there to Game Time and get those $1 to $2 tickets to see those 2-8 Pitt Panthers. Eat shit, Pitt. Game Time has been great to me over the years. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. You don't got to plan months in advance. So, like I said, if you actually want to go watch a real football team, unlike Pitt, you use Game Time and shop around so that you can get those better prices. And you want to see where you're sitting. You don't want the old Dan Snyder shenanigans where he puts you behind a pole and he charged you $250. The next thing you know, your girlfriend broke up with you because you're broke and you didn't even see the game because Snyder stuck it up your ass. So, hey, get over there to Game Time so that you are not broke and you still have a girlfriend. So download the Game Time app, create an account, code CFBX, $20 off for your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CFBX, $20 off. Download the Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, props, and game lines. They got all the lines, whether with historical data. It's great. They'll break down each and every leg of your parlay if you want to get down on a little long shot parlay so you know the percentage of which one has better chance at hitting. Get over there, stop betting in the dark, and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft a more intelligent, data-driven parlay. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All righty, we are back on the Big 12 College Experience. Troy, you know how College Campus Tour, the guy that Colby does business with, you know how he puts the obstructed view? Every time I see that, I'm like, man, he needs to go to FedEx Field, and he'll just keep going obstructed view here, obstructed view there.
He can spend the whole day at FedEx Field going through obstructed views. It's like Fenway, but at least Fenway has the excuse of like, we built this stadium 120 fucking years ago.
Yeah,
FedEx is so bad. I can't wait until it hosts our non-NCAA sanctioned Liberty versus JMU Virginia Bowl. in Maryland.
Is that rumored?
People are talking about it. Me, Patty, and NC Nick. There are a few people talking about it, I think, online.
I agree. Dude, JMU's getting hosed. This is bullshit. I'm with you guys. So
if Liberty doesn't get a New Year's Six, they should just opt out or just decline their bowl invite and go play JMU in like an exhibition game in like the middle of the mountain somewhere, like the Blue Mountain State finale of the TV show. Just no fans, maybe 3 or 4 cameras, and dudes playing fucking real football.
I love it. So, hey, I'll tell you what else I love. I love this guy right here. Right here. Where'd he go? There he is.
Did you get the new one I sent you? I sent you the new one today.
Oh, shit, I do have it. Let me get that thing ready.
You got to put the new one on.
Yeah. All right. Real quick. Let me read off the actual game. That's Mike Gundy, everybody. Subscriber to the Big 12 College Experience. Oklahoma State is laying 6.5 at Houston. This is a fucked up game because Dana Holgorsen and Mike Gundy, good friends, always play one another. You know, the other thing is Dana was an Oklahoma State guy, worked under Gundy, so they had a lot of familiarity. Mike Leach ties. Ooh, man, I'm going to take the points. I have a bad feeling going on the road to Houston. Oklahoma State gets out of there alive, barely. They win by 4. Troy, where are you going with these are my 2 favorite coaches, Gundy and Dana. I love these guys.
Yeah, the only way to counteract how crazy Gundy or Dana is it's like the yin and yang, like put them in the room together, everything is all balanced and they just act like normal people talking back and forth to one another. But as soon as you introduce any other human around Gundy and Holgorsen, all hell breaks loose and they're just crazy motherfuckers. I kind of like the angle of maybe Oklahoma State wins by a field goal on the road or something like that, but I'm going to take them to cover this 7 because they haven't done anything that makes fucking sense all year long. So Gundy going to Houston and beating them by like 21 would be, par for the course, but same thing could happen the other way around. They could just get blown out again.
Yeah, I mean, I was on UCF last week. I didn't think that they were going to win by fucking 40. I mean, what the fuck? But Troy, I mean, you're an OK State guy. You talk about it. The choke poke's a real thing. So I'm hoping that he can at least get there. Matt, where are you going here?
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely a tough line, and anytime, especially the matchup between Holgorsen and Gundy, like that's a scary thing. You also kind of think that maybe UCF has the blueprint now to stopping Ollie Gordon. I was leaning Oklahoma State earlier, but I think I'd probably take the points with Houston.
What's the coin doing?
Do we think that Houston has the running game the way that, like, with RJ Harvey? I mean, I know that UCF kind of jumped on them and thumped them early, but like the fact that they kind of controlled everything in the game still did come down to the RJ Harvey can just run the ball wherever he wanted to that game.
I agree with you, Troy, but I also think that they're better through the air with Donovan Smith.
I think that's a little bit on their side, but Reese Plumlee looked pretty good against. I mean,
he did, yeah.
Everybody would have looked pretty good last week.
Yeah, wait. Oklahoma State's got to get this. They got to get this one so that they can keep the tiebreaker. And here's the photo that Troy's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the WWE is partnering with the Big 12, and the Big 12 championship MVP gets their own belt now. So there's Gundy with the inaugural belt. And Sarkisian's had a few to drink, so he's laying on his ass.
I love it. We're gonna blast this thing out. Whoa, what happened? Here we go. Matt's over there. There he is. All right.
Coin is on Dana. Coin is on Houston.
Oh man, I hope this is one I hope I'm wrong on. Just like UCF last week, which isn't good because that was not wrong. That was right from the get-go. You knew that thing was fucking over. All right, so moving along in the slate. Let's go here. UCF going to Lubbock, Texas. Guns up. I mentioned it. Texas Tech is actually playing better football here as of late.
And this is a bowl eligible matchup. They're both 5 wins, right?
They both have 5 wins. That's a good point, Troy. UCF has Houston on deck. Texas Tech has Texas on deck.
Texas.
I'm going to take Tech. I feel like I've said that they're going to go 7-5. Remember the over/under win total was 7.5, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're a dark horse to go to the playoff," and I'm like, "No, under 7.5 was right on. I think they're going to get to 7-5. I'll take the Raiders here. I think that they get it done. That was a Super Bowl spot for fucking UCF last week. I don't think they got another one in them.
It almost seems like Tech is being given the opportunity that UCF was last week. Like UCF gets to stomp a mud hole in Oklahoma State, and then now they're going to go on the road, and Texas Tech's just going to stomp a mud hole in them.
It could happen.
I think 2.5 might be a little too short. I'm definitely taking Tech to cover that. Things are weird in Lubbock, but John Rice Plumlee has not been too bad. It's a shame that he missed a couple of games, but he can really hold a team in there on his own teams. So, yeah, I'll just side with the home team. I'll stick to it and lay with Tech.
All right. Both on the Raiders. Matt, where are you going with this short line?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Raiders too. Home team. They're peaking right now. They're playing their best football. It'd just be really tough for UCF to follow up what they did last week. I feel like that's kind of a letdown spot for them as well. Give me Texas Tech.
All right, 3 across. Do we have a unanimous Texas Tech Red Raiders?
Yeah, we do. Oh,
Guns.
home team. He's on the Raiders.
Malzahn's definitely winning now.
Yeah. The only thing that I had written in my notes was like, is this the Malzahn? Like, is this the first time they show confidence, or is this the typical Malzahn egg spot? Like
yeah. I will say, full disclosure, I think you could hear it in our voice. This is not a top play of any of ours. These two teams are kind of jackals. They're all over the fucking place. Troy?
This might end up being I know Baylor and TCU would be hilarious to end up being the most entertaining game, but the UCF Tech game might end up being the one that actually comes down to the wire.
Over under 59.5.
Yeah. Over. Gotta be.
Yeah. 34-31 Red Raiders. I like it. All right, let's get to the last 2 games, the 2 best games, and I'm glad they got these puppies in prime time. This is where they should be. Next up, we'll go to Lawrence, Kansas. Here we go. Lawrence, Kansas. You got the Kansas Jayhawks. They are 1 game back of Kansas State. Kansas State still in the thick of things in this great Big 12. 7 o'clock FS1. Wildcats laying 9.5, and I am not overthinking this one, man. This is winning time. Kansas is a cute story for the first couple months. Jalen Daniels put out a nice tribute thing today that he's coming back, I guess, for another year. So good. We'll be excited to see Jalen Daniels back with the Jayhawks next year, but K-State's fucking own these guys. They beat them like 15 in a row. They beat the shit out of them too. This is never even close when they play. Looking at the last 5 matchups in this rivalry, I know Kansas has been dog shit, but even last year, 47-27. Year before that, 35-10, 55-14, 38-10. I'll lay it. It's winning time. K-State rolls here.
Smash!
Yeah, smash spot. I'm not overthinking this thing. You guys, Troy?
This seems like a smash spot. I got really, really upset when Jalen Daniels said he was coming back to Kansas. Is there a chance you still think he transfers away? There's got to be, right? I mean, at this point, it's like the coaches saying like, "Oh, I'm definitely coming back next year to coach."
Yeah, these kids are fucking committed for like a week, and then they're like, "Oh, let me go with this girlfriend over here." Then they're fucking at USC or some bullshit.
I mean, as much as I hate to agree through a lot of these games, 9.5 is not enough points to scare me away from Kansas State going to Little Brother on the road and, clobbering them. They look like a way better team. They finally have what seems like a healthy Trayshawn Ward that's really helping that backfield. Not just, depending on one guy to run or looking at the quarterback all the time. Yeah, 9.5, not enough. K-State smashes. K-State's going to find their way into this Big 12 championship game. You can just feel it.
I hope so. I hope you're right, Troy. Matt, where are you going here with the Wildcats and Jayhawks?
Yeah, I'll probably take the Wildcats. I was honestly going to say, because of the spread, it was like, it seems like a big spread for this game, this rivalry. And then, you spouted off the last 5 years in that rivalry, and that has been very non-competitive. and I know Kansas State's pretty good against the run. They completely shut Baylor down last week. We don't know if Bean's playing or not. I don't think it really matters. I'll take Kansas State.
Leipold could be looking out the door.
Yeah, I think that's something. I think they're baiting you with this line. I think everybody's like, oh, Kansas has been good, man. Kansas has been competitive this year. This is the year they keep it competitive. 7-3. They're both 7-3. I'm getting a home team almost catching 10 points, and then K-State's just going to fuck them up like they always do. So where's the coin on here, Troy?
All right.
Kansas is public, by the way.
Oh, sweet. Coin loves Kansas.
Wow.
Coin's all over Kansas at home.
Coin's about to fucking take it up, you know what here.
Just look and see what's the actual – just go to DraftKings and look at what the DraftKings percentages are, because that's where all the non-sharps bet.
Yeah. I'll tell you, over at VSiN, a partner of the Sports Gambling Podcast, they got the betting splits. Pulling up those right now. My self-animated music here. Pulling up the bet splits for the Kansas. Yeah. It's split on the ticket, but the money is on K-State. So, yeah, I'm going to smash K-State. So, let's go to a public road team in the final game, their final road game in the Big 12. The Texas Longhorns are going to Ames. And I checked the weather. It's going to be 40. It's going to be windy. It's 8 o'clock at night. Oh, boy. Here we go. What could go wrong? Texas controls their destiny to get to the college football playoff. Not so fast. This is where you guys talked about it. I will say, TCU should have won that game last week. Texas got fucking lucky late. They got lucky as shit.
It's starting to become common that we say that every week, though.
Yes, and then, but they got them to the end. They got them to where every game's been relevant. They're in the college football playoff, but they can't help them on this night in this city, Ames, Iowa. Iowa State sends the Longhorns out of the college football playoff. Let's go, Cyclones. Weird things happen in Ames, especially at nighttime. I'm all over the Cyclones, and stay tuned. I think they're going to be the dog.
We might not even have a parlay. It might just be a solo bet on Iowa State as the dog, right?
Yeah, we can get creative because there's so many dogs that are so juicy this week.
What are you gonna add? Cincinnati? I know your ass ain't adding Cincinnati to the dog parlay.
We could add UCF. Would we be shocked if UCF won?
Not bad. Yeah. Not bad.
Baylor.
I think the bridge has the chance to really perform here. This is the Bridge's last chance at seeing Texas, probably for a long period of time. I don't think Texas is going to go out of their way to schedule Iowa State, and I don't think they're going to get matched up in too many bowl games with one another. Although I guess Texas could be a perennial 6 or 7 win SEC team and see Iowa State a lot, but it won't be in Ames. And this is Bridge's chance to perform. I'm really looking for Bridge to be lit up and get the fans all riled up.
The over-under tells you too, man.
Yeah, I was going to say
47 and a half.
47.5 is stinky. Iowa State probably shouldn't win this game. They probably shouldn't even be here in this position in this season. Moneyline play, Iowa State Cyclones.
Let's go. I love it. Matt?
Yeah.
Grass is long in Ames.
Yeah. We're all just waiting on Texas to Texas. Like, I think everybody in the country is waiting on that. And they've had a few spots this season where they probably should have dropped the game. Whether it was in Houston or whether it was last week against TCU. This might be the worst spot to be at least one of the worst spots to be in the entire conference. You're in Ames, Iowa, primetime kickoff against a team that is, looking ahead to the playoff, possibly. I'm smashing Iowa State money line for sure.
It's gonna be an emotional night too. Iowa State's got some. They fought off the demons this year. Chance one last time to knock off the Longhorns. Back-to-back road spot too for these soft-ass Longhorns. And, Troy.
Jonathan Brooks could really, really kill. Could really, really kill Texas.
This is gonna be great when Iowa State wins this. Troy, what's the coin doing?
All right, coin, last chance, baby. Coins on Cyclones. Coins on Cyclones, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's
now,
go.
You do want to make sure, even though I suggested that money line play, you do want to make sure you take the points as well, because betting Texas against the spread has been somewhat successful this year. And even if they do get lucky and win some of these games late, cover your ass. Take that 7.5 while you can. Might even go up. There might be more money coming in on Texas than Iowa State.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did last week with TCU, and that cashed easy. So, all right, let's go to the lock, dog, and tease. Let's start off with our locks for this week 12. I am going to lock up the Kansas State Wildcats minus 9.5. They're going to win by 3 touchdowns. 17, I think that's what they win by. Give me the Wildcats. Lock it up 9.5. Troy, how about you?
I can't get any of my anything to make sense. This is starting to become like Mac. My dogs do all right because I don't take them as my locks. So I'm locking Oklahoma at 24.5 against BYU. It makes no sense. Come on, Brent. Do something cool for me, Venables.
Matt, who are you going to lock up here?
Yeah, that was also my lock. 24.5 Oklahoma.
Thinking outside the box.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Dylan Gabriel snaps his arm.
For my dog, get the fuck out of this league, Texas. Go whine in the SEC to somebody that might listen to you. Plus 250 on the money line. Give me the Cyclones, where the grass is longer and it's cold on Saturday night in Ames at Jack Trice Stadium. Let's go. Cyclones win it outright and kick Texas out of the Big 12 title game. Might get Cowboys Cyclones in Dallas. Let's go. Troy.
I'm going to go a little safe here. Well, actually, my dog is going to be Kansas somehow at home.
Whoa.
I'm going to go ahead and split off of my own pick and take Kansas as my dog because I do have a 9-3 exacto on their record this year, and I would really like for them to get to 8 this week.
Are you hoping that? Do you actually think that I mean, I guess they could win.
They could win the game. I mean, they bullshitted their way through this whole season.
You are right. They have been.
What if Jalen Daniels really is walking back through that door? Like, the joke is always Jalen Daniels isn't walking back through that door. What if that motherfucker walks out and wins the last 2 games and says, I'm coming back to Kansas next year?
Hey, you might be right. All right, so you're on the Jayhawks. I'm on the Cyclones. Matt, who are you taking for your outright moneyline dog?
Yeah, I kind of gave it away because I guess I didn't really know this was a segment at the end of the show. But yeah, Iowa State moneyline.
Oh, there you go. I like the pick. All right,
UCF wouldn't be a bad pick. That's what I was thinking of at first, but Kansas just makes more fun, makes more sense.
I definitely think we throw UCF in our moneyline round robin. I agree with that.
Oh yeah,
and honestly, maybe we should throw Houston in there.
Probably.
As a home dog against Gundy. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to tease. Let's tease some games here, guys. So, Matt, we're going to tease 6-point teasers here from the original spread. And I'm going to lead it off. I'm going to tease. West Virginia down to 0.5 point. What could go wrong? Oklahoma State down to 0.5 point. What could go wrong? Oh, God. What am I doing with my life? And for my final one, give me the Shiny Knights plus 8.5. I think that's a game. I think that's going to be back and forth. So West Virginia to 0.5 point from 6.5. Oklahoma State from 6.5 to 0.5 point, and from UCF from 2.5 up to 8.5 for my teaser. Troy, the floor is yours, my friend.
You got to tease Oklahoma State to 0.5. And you got to tease, there's probably a few places you could get West Virginia all the way. What did you have them at 0.5? You might be able to get West Virginia all the way to a pick 'em in some places.
It's the same thing because there's no ties in college football. And
then I think the best move would be tease 6 more points to Iowa State just in case they give up some garbage points. Or maybe they go for the field goal onside Hail Mary instead of the touchdown onside field goal order.
Say that one more time, Troy, who you're on.
So Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Tease it down. West Virginia, tease it down. Iowa State, tease it up.
Okay, so we have the same ones, except I got UCF and you got Iowa State. I like it. Matt, where are you going to go for your tease?
Yeah, let me tease the Jayhawks, and then I'm also going to get Baylor. And yeah, I'll go ahead and tease UCF as well.
All right, so you're teasing 3 dogs. The Jayhawks up to what is that? 15.5. Baylor up to 19. UCF up to 8.5. Money line round robin, gentlemen. Here we go. Do you want to go with that one I just said?
Houston, UCF, Iowa State?
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good one.
I mean, it makes sense. You could definitely go.
Because we all agreed UCF and Texas Tech's a fucking coin flip, and then we're all scared of Gundy losing.
Yeah,
I guess you can go Cincinnati, to be honest.
I was gonna say, if you really wanted to get wild, you could go like Iowa State, UCF, and Cincinnati.
Could do that. We could do that. So that way, if West Virginia does lay an egg, Matt, at least we made some money. I do that all the time.
And it could be Matt's first time betting against West Virginia.
Hey, what about Baylor?
I mean, I was thinking about saying it, but I don't know if I want to give any of my money to the Glue Factory. I'm just scared of the Glue Factory right now. I'm so scared of the Glue Factory. I'm suggesting Emory Jones over the Glue Factory.
I don't think Emory could get it done back to back. I'm with Detroit. Let's throw Baylor in there. Let's get wild and throw Baylor. Baylor's a big dog.
Iowa State, UCF, Baylor. I mean, it's a rivalry game. You might as well take advantage of that really big, sweet number. Like the bet's gonna look awesome until what? This is a 3:30 kickoff, so 3:35.
What time is UCF and Texas Tech on?
5 our time, 5 Eastern.
What a random ass time that is. So we are going to go over at Bet365, proud sponsor of the college experience. Baylor plus 425. UCF. I love how they say Central Florida on the Bet365 app. The fans would be so pissed if they saw this app right now. And then we're going Iowa State. I mean, that's fucking easy. Plus 240. Oh, dude, 38-1.
It's not that bad.
If we can get Baylor done somehow, that could happen.
If you can get Baylor, cash the fuck out.
Well, hey,
cash out.
Well, hey, Troy, remember Baylor does owe TCU one after last year's walk-off.
Mm-hmm.
They owe them a rivalry win, so maybe some shit show will happen.
Would Dave Aranda have the balls to run like the fire drill field goal unit down 15 points to cover to get a 12-point game? Like, do you think he would have that in his brain at all? That would be one of the funniest things ever.
Probably
they run the same exact play just to make it a 12-point game. You see Dave Aranda over there like, not getting fired, covered for the boosters. Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. But before we do so, we're back tomorrow. Like I said, Troy and I, we're going to dive into Big 12 basketball. Sum up. I mean, I'm looking up right now. You got Oklahoma State's taking on the Bonnies right now. Up 19-16. The Houston Cougars are rolling. They just tipped off. They're up 5-0 against the Towson Tigers. A lot of good games. Dude, I can't wait for college basketball in the Big 12. This channel is going to really be something here for college basketball season. You're going to want to be here each and every week. We got some big things planned. So, Matt, thank you for joining. Tell everybody where to find you and what you got going on with whatever you're doing over at. You got the Ryan and Rush, and then you're also a student at West Virginia University. So you got anything else going on? And plug your stuff.
Yeah, not much to plug, I guess. Just going to continue working on the Ryan and Rush show, doing everything I can to, help you guys out, hop on some shows, have some fun. And I just wanted to say thanks to you guys for letting me come on tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And Troy, it's
7 p.m. in Morgantown. What do you mean? You're just going to hang out for a little bit? It's a Thursday night, 7 p.m. in Morgantown. What's that place called?
Down to the sports page here soon.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, and Pitt's on right now, so get over there and bet against Pitt, even if you think Pitt might win a game for a change.
Yeah, I need to lock that in. I meant to bet on Boston College today.
It does worry me that Pitt's favored. Why is Pitt favored? This stinks. This stinks. I may bet Pitt, honestly.
BC first half.
I don't mind that. I may bet Pitt because then if Pitt does win, at least I make money. So, Troy, tell everybody where to Troy, tell everybody where to find you, what you got going on. I know you got Caps games, you got You got a lot going on in the DMV.
We got Caps on Saturday. We got golf every single waking moment of my life that I'm not spending doing something else. You can find me over at Twitter at Troy Chewning. Hopefully there's a couple of pretty cool the Instagram golfers that I hit up. We had a guy that got permission at Laurel Hill to finally fly a drone, even though they've got like the Nike missile site over there.
Very nice.
So we've had a couple of videos go a little bit viral on the golf Instagram side, and a couple of the guys kind of want to sneak on without having to pay. And it's good to know the weed grower or green mower. But yeah, find me over at Twitter. Let me know if you ever want to play golf in the area or watch some hockey or, drink a bunch of beer and talk shit about how Baylor should have covered the 13 by running the fucking field goal unit on down 15 points.
I love it. You guys find me at Moneyline_Mac. I'll be back tonight around midnight. We'll be talking college hoops. Friday's a loaded slate. Every day it's a loaded slate on that show. Get in the chat. It's a riot. Troy's in there every single night, it feels like. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Troy and I with Big 12 basketball. Good luck with Feast Week betting tonight in NFL and whatever you got going on. Eat shit pit and let it ride. And we are out of here.
All we need Rush's little